Preston. I think... Oh, that lighting might be worse. Maybe I'm going to. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Helen. I'm going to fix my lighting. Hello, hello to everyone joining. I'm going to give a second just to let everyone join. I apologize. There's so much light coming from overhead. This lipstick, you know what? Shameless plug. This lipstick is from the Lip Bar, which Roscoe Spears is a team member of, and she's also an amazing teaching artist with A-Step. It's a Black-owned business. Highly recommend it. The Lip Bar. Hey, Kwana. Hey, Dory. I'm going to wait just another, 30 seconds because more people are joining, and then I'll get rolling. Thanks, everyone, for coming to this mindful moment today. I know I need some mindfulness. To be fair, I need mindfulness always, but I'm finding that I really, really need to practice it right now with everything that's happening. And I'm excited for today. I'm going to approach this a little bit differently than normal because I want to talk about mindfulness from a few different lenses. And how I'm practicing it right now. So the first is really, I've been thinking a lot, as I'm sure all of us are, about right now equity and the Black Lives Matter movement and what more can be done, right? Anti-racist teaching practices is something that I've thought a lot about for several years, but now sort of there's just a bigger focus on it. So I am trying to put more focus on it as well as many of us are. And in the last few days, I've been thinking a lot about how to marry that idea of anti-racist teaching with something that I try to center in all teaching artist work I do, which is joy. Because I find that a lot of the populations A-Step works with, but a lot of populations in general, the joy of childhood sometimes gets erased because of so many circumstances, so many difficult circumstances. So I personally, as a teaching artist, really focus on bringing joy to all of my work. And the last few days I've been thinking, how do I marry that centering of joy with this idea of really wanting to bring more focused attention to the principles of anti-racist pedagogy. And I wanted to share a little bit about my journey with that, which is still very much in process. But super, super easy first steps, right, that I've been able to take in the last few days. So one thing that I want to recommend to all of the teaching artists on this call is to seek out centering work for lesson plans and for curricula from Black artists or Black authors, or perhaps you want to look into really thinking Indigenous authors. There's so many directions to go, but the unfortunate reality right now in 2020 is if we as educators aren't really focusing on bringing that work to the table, and we're just sort of looking for books that talk about chameleons, right? We're going to accidentally end up with a lot of books by white authors because of what's available. So seeking out those resources is something that I'm trying to do a lot more of. I just taught a class on Monday to some of A-Step students who live in transitional housing facilities, and we were talking about inventions. So I was able to center the class around the work, the storybook rather, Have You Thanked an Inventor Today? Which is an amazing example of this work, right? Where we're centering Black voices, Black authors, and bringing their voices to the table while also really centering Black characters in the work that we're presenting. So I want to invite any teaching artist to really think about those first steps that can be done, even if within your pedagogy you're centering something like joy. Like what I try to do, you can also really keenly bring anti-racist practices into it. And two resources that I wanted to give, we can share several more on our Instagram, and we will soon. But if you're looking for books in particular, two really great resources are the Coretta Scott King Awards. So any book that's won the Coretta Scott King Awards is a children's book rather, that is by an African-American author that let me read from my little paper here because I took notes so I said it correctly. It demonstrates appreciation of African American culture and values. So anything that's won the Coretta Scott King Awards, great bet. You can also, I personally really like the resources on readbrightly.com, readbrightly.com, and they've got lots of articles that have tons of different book resources. Two articles that I've been referencing lately to find some good books are, they have an article called Black Boy Joy, and they have an article called Black Girl Magic that list out many, many books by many, many authors. So check it out. So again, that's thinking through that lens of mindfulness as it applies to our teaching. What mindfulness are we bringing into our classrooms? And I wanted to share a bit about that journey with you. So now I want to take a mindful moment for us, for our bodies, for our minds, for our souls and our spirits right now. So we're going to start with doing our take 5, which I don't think I've done here before, so I'm eager to do it with you. It's one of my favorite mindfulness practices. So just find a comfortable seat. Your hands can be wherever, and we're going to use our 5 senses. And we're going to go from 5 all the way down to 1. So the first, you're going to start with 5, and you're going to find 5 things you see. So just sit and try to be as still and quiet as you can be. You can move your eyes around, but find 5 different things you see. And make sure you're breathing deeply while you do this. And our next number is 4. So we're going to find 4 things that we feel. So it could be sensations within your body. It could be emotions. It could be, for example, I feel my hands on my legs right now. So find 4 things that you feel. Great, now we're going to find 3 things that we hear. So it could be things in your immediate vicinity. See if you can find 3 things that you hear. It could even be my voice as I'm explaining this activity. And next up is our sense of smell. So 2 things you smell. This one's always a challenge for me. See if you can find 2 things you smell. And our last sense is taste, and we're down to number 1. So 1 thing you taste. A nice fallback here, if you can't taste anything that you can tell you're tasting, is you can taste the taste of your mouth, right? So just noticing that your tongue is still active, your taste buds are still active. So just take a second and think about what you taste right now. Maybe you just had lunch and you can still taste a little bit of it. And then take a nice deep inhale and exhale through your mouth. That resource, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, using your senses, is one that I love. It's really, really useful, for me at least, when I am incredibly overstimulated, incredibly anxious. I can come back to this and immediately just key into my senses, which slows down my heart rate. I'm able to slow down my parasympathetic nervous system and just sort of calm down, come back, practice some mindfulness. So now have a seat because we'll do a little chair stretching, chair yoga, as it were. I'm going to put a little music on and move this chair. I'm standing up because it'll make a terrible noise if I don't. All right. So, okay. Start with your head. Just drop your head to one side and chin to chest. Other side and up. Other way. Drop your head, chin to chest. Right side and up. Good. Do it again. This time, drop your right ear to your right shoulder. look up, and side. Now go front, and back to where you started, and up. Good, other side, so side, and back, look up at the ceiling, try not to crunch your neck. Side, down, back to where you started, and up. Great, drop your head over to one side, take that arm up and over, light hand on your head. So we're not pulling, we're just using the weight of our hand to help that stretch a little bit. And release, inhale, head comes up. Exhale, other side. Other arm comes up and over. Again, not pulling, we don't want to hurt our neck, just a nice little weight. And release the arm, inhale up. Great. Clasping your hands together like this, hands up. Make figure eights with your wrists. Now comes the fun part. Reverse the figure eight. So reversing it. Great. Okay, take one of your hands, point your fingers down to the floor. Other hand comes, and we're going to pull gently. I'm pulling my fingers back towards my elbow. It's important that your elbow is bent while you do this, so you don't hyperextend. You should feel a stretch right in here. If anyone's spending a lot of their days typing, this is always a really nice stretch. Shake it out. Other side, so hand out, face it down, bend your elbow, and give it a little stretch. And shake it out. Good. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, stretch up and over to one side. Use your opposite hand on the chair. And inhale. Switch arms. Good. Exhale, inhale. Lifting up. Exhale, other side. So these are great stretches to incorporate at any point in your day. But in our mindful moment, we're going to do them together. And inhale, both arms up. Reach down, touch your chair. Exhale, lift your chest to the ceiling. Arching. And inhale, come back up. Great. Again, inhale, arms up. As you exhale, we're twisting. So my hand comes to the outside of my thigh and the back of my chair. Gentle twist. See if you can twist all the way from the bottom of the spine. So the twist isn't just coming from my neck, but as I inhale, I'm really twisting from below the belly button. Inhale. Exhale, see if you can twist just a little deeper. And release. Shake it out. Inhale up. And exhale, other side. Again, trying to twist from below that belly button as you twist. Inhale. And exhale, twist a little more. And inhale. And twist. Good. Exhale, come back center. Victor! Hello! Victor, you better be stretching with us. And cross one leg over the other in your chair. Inhale. And exhale. Stretch forward. So maybe this is enough stretch. But as you exhale, see if you can start to lean forward a little bit more, a little bit more. Good, Victor. Stay with us. And stretching forward. So you should feel this right on the outside of your leg, or the outside of your hip, rather. That's where I feel it. And inhale, come up. And shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Cross the opposite leg over. Inhale up. And exhale, come forward. So again, maybe just sitting up tall is enough. And stretching forward. Oh my goodness, my Spotify playlist just started playing Hamilton. How perfect is that? And sitting up tall. And shaking it out. Great. And standing up now, we're going to inhale both arms up overhead. And exhale, stretch all the way forward. Going as far forward as feels good for you. And inhale back up. And exhale down. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Thank you all so much for joining today. If you just tuned in, this is going to be on our IGTV, so you can check out the whole thing. But again, 2 great resources to find books that center Black authors and Black characters are, check out anything that's won the Coretta Scott King Award and readbrightly.com. For anyone who just joined, again, this is all going to be on our IGTV, so you can check it out there. And remember, take your mindfulness moments, do your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, using your senses, and stretch it out. All right, everybody, take great care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time. Bye.